What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, I do read your emails and I do get your DMs. Unfortunately, the sheer volume makes it either I can make content or I can answer messages all day long. So because I have to keep the content going, I choose to keep the content going. But I do see your messages, and at least once a month I try to do a video based around the questions that I get the most. And that's what this video is about. If you already saw in the title, the market has changed, guys. The market has freaking changed for the 79 to 93 and even beyond that, but we're going to focus in on 79 to 93 Fox Mustangs. It's changed a lot. The most controversial is price. We're not talking about that today, okay? That horse has been beat.
There he is, beating that dead horse. Get him!
I'm not talking about it. We're talking about something else. All right, boys. So that question, time and again, is, hey, I'm looking at this car to buy it, or I've got this car, or whatever. What should I do with it? Like, it's this or that. Should I mod it? It's that or this. Should I mod it? Should I do this to it? Would it be bad if I did this? How much is the car worth? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to try and tackle that for you today. And to do that, I've got a prop. And I know you guys have been dying to see an update on Pop's car. I don't have an update, but as you can see, she's in the garage. We're tackling some small projects. Guys, I do have stuff in the works for it. They're just not here yet. All right, guys, so as we're sitting here talking about it, the guru himself called in. Bro, what's up? Hold on, I gotta put you on speaker there. Okay, I've got you on speaker. So we're tackling today, the question is there ever a time you should not modify a Fox body? And I couldn't do this video without getting the Brutal Vlogs input.
Absolutely. There are definitely times whenever you should not modify your Fox body. A lot of it's got to do, in my opinion, with your knowledge base, like what you know about these cars.
Sure.
And also it's the money aspect, right? Because, so many times we want to modify our cars to compete or whatever the case may be, and we just don't pay attention to what it's going to cost.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest factors for me. And there again, we talked about it in one of my videos, is the street ability. You have to know what you're getting yourself into if you're going to be modifying one of these cars. Let's say, for instance, you truly enjoy driving your car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get in it, you drive it back and forth to work, and it's just fun, but you think you want more horsepower. You got to know what you're getting into when you start modifying. Like, I'd say like a mild head cam setup, I feel like it's pretty much for everybody. I
Sure.
think that goes without saying. But much past that, you really have to be careful.
Definitely. So, I couldn't do this video without hollering at you. I got to get your input.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. I love these type videos.
Oh yeah. And guys, Brutal actually did a video recently about going too far with modifying, and I'm certain those stem from a lot of questions he got, but mine is stemming from the questions I'm getting is, do I modify this car? Is it too nice? Is it too stock? Is it rare? That type of thing.
Yeah, and as far as so if you want to talk about it being stock or whatever, and like cutting into the value of the car, yeah, that's absolutely a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely is. The older these cars get, there's not that many good examples left out there.
Mm-hmm.
I always look at it like this. If you're wanting to let's say you've got a low mileage car,
mm-hmm.
and you think you might want to try to turn it for some money at some point, because hey, people do that. It might be best to go ahead and unload that car and pick you up something else to modify. Excellent
point. And I'm just getting started filming this, but that was one thing I want to cover. I'm glad I got you on the phone with that. And seriously though, maybe since I've got you on the video, you could come in after you see mine and do another video, bring up some more points that I've missed or whatever, because I know the guys would love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't really know where we were going with it to start with. You can just cut all that other stuff out.
No, it's all going in. I got you, man. I got you on camera.
You got me on camera. It's all good.
All right, guys. We're going to let Brutal Vlogs get back to work, but we had to get his input. Dude, I appreciate you calling in.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
All right, buddy. Take it easy. Guys, I'm gonna preface this real quick by saying it's your car. I want you to do what you want to do with it. Okay, the reason I'm doing this video is because I've had people that are looking for advice. Okay, so I'm doing my best to help, but I'm going to preface this with saying it's your car. Do whatever the hell you want to do with it. Seriously, real talk. Do whatever the hell you want to do with it, and don't listen to the haters online because they're everywhere. With that being said, is there a time you should not modify a Fox body? So I came up with 5 answers and I wrote them down. The number one, before we even get into that, what's bringing the money? Stock is bringing the money. The unmolested, the stock, the Survivor, the all there, very nice cars. That's what's bringing your money. The Coyote swap cars, the Terminator swap cars, those of course are going to bring big money. The well-built cars with a Boss block and, you know, a built trans, built rear, of course those are going to bring money. But as far as that goes, the stock is what is bringing the money. So let's get into that. All right, guys, so I've got 5. And these are just for me. These are things that I would take into consideration to say, no, I'm probably not going to modify it. All right, so one of them being, and this is no particular order, if it's all stock, if the car is all there, if it's unmolested, you know, barring a few things that you can unbolt and replace with a stock part, probably maybe leave it alone. Number 2, low miles. Low miles is hard to find, guys. These cars were driven and abused, so low miles, yeah, that's one I would probably leave alone. Is it rare? Is it, you know, a rare color like a reef blue, you know, like a light crystal blue, bimini blue, you know, something along those lines. I mean, there's a bunch of colors, guys. Those are just for examples. But if it's not a black, red, or a silver, you know, the typical colors. If it's rare, whether, you know, maybe it's a sand beige, you know, if there's something rare about it, a T-top car that's also, you know, a Survivor, stuff like that, good idea. Probably, maybe. Survivor, that kind of goes with all stock, but a very nice example that was driven, maybe has 100 and some thousand miles on it, but it was well cared for. Maybe it was garage kept, maybe very, very lightly modded, but everything's there. Interior wise, engine wise, it's all there. Another good reason. And the last one is what Brutal Vlogs talked about, which is investment. If you're buying the car simply to make money, stock is where the money's at. I said that earlier. Stock is where the money's at, especially as the cars continue to get older, more hard to find in a decent, you know, desirable example. Stock is where it's at. So if you're investing, wouldn't modify it. Again, and I prefaced this video with, it's your car, do what the hell you want with it. Okay, so let's say you have one of these cars that fits the criteria, and you're like, man, I just don't want to, but I want to do something. Because here's the deal, guys. We buy these cars not because necessarily of what they are, but what we can make them. They're a blank canvas for, you know, putting our own personal touch, you know, how build it the way we want to, whether it's a cruiser, a show car, a street car, any one of those. Like, that's what the hobby is all about. Like, the thought for me of buying a Mustang and not doing anything to it, boring. Like, that would be like, my freaking diesel has exhaust tuner, level, tire, on and on. I don't leave anything alone, especially not my fun cars. So I get that. And so I'm going to go back to what Brutal said on the call, which was maybe cash out on that car, you know, make the money on the car because the market's hot, and buy something that you can, you know, that you don't have any problem, you know, putting, you know, modifying to your heart's content. That's a good option. Another option would be mild stuff. Like, you can bolt a set of headers on, you know, exhaust, stuff like that. You can put springs on it. Anything that can be undone and you save your original parts, that's going to be looked upon by a potential buyer as, okay, that's fine. He's got all the stock parts. You know, I could put it back to 100% stock in a day. that's not a big deal. So that's an option for you there. You know, another option is just, you know, put the car up and look for something else. I mean, there's a tons of options. And guys, these will go for, you know, on up to 04, because if you see my last couple of videos, even the freaking 94 to 04 cars in decent shape, the GTs mainly, those are getting hard to find. So nobody loved those cars. So those are a few options if you kind of find yourself in a rut and you don't know. You know, you've always got options as far as, you know, a way around that type of issue. All right, guys, and let me throw you a little curveball as far as an idea. Restoring a car, which I've never done in this sense, has been fun. It has been rewarding, as opposed to modifying like, you know, I did every other time. But just, you know, the restoration, bringing a car back. Like if you look at Pop's car, like everything in this car, you know, we put here, from the seats to the door panels, replace the dash, the carpet, all of that. You know, replace the transmission, you know, the car was painted, you know, all new trim, all of that. You know, the restoration side is rewarding. It's a lot of fun. Like, we had as much fun restoring this car as we do, you know, with the Coyote swaps, you know, because you're taking something that, you know, especially in the case of this car that was, I'll be nice and say it was pretty rough. And now look at it, like, there's no telling what this car is worth. You know, granted, it still needs a few here's and there's, but this car on Marketplace, this thing's worth quite a bit of freaking money now. And, you know, it's only going to continue to get better, but especially when you go back and you look at where the car came from to where it is now, that's as rewarding as going faster or lowering it on wheels. You know, restoring, if you haven't done it before, is super duper rewarding. All right, guys, so look, again, I want you to do what you want to do with your car. You know, and if that means it stays under a cover in the garage and you're just happy knowing it's there, that's okay. If you drive the crap out of it, race it and beat on it and put it away wet, that's okay. At the end of the day, it's your car. Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. You know, but have a plan. You know, we knew when we got Pop's car what it was going to look like. Like, I had it in my head exactly what this would look like based on what my wife wanted to do. And, you know, we're staying true to that. We're sticking with it. You know, when we started out doing the Coyote swap on my 92, I had it in my head, you know, how I want that car to look, you know, things along those lines. And, you know, we brought that to reality, and that's what's fun about cars. It's you know, building something and you know, making an idea and turning it into reality is freaking wonderful. And then enjoying it, going to the car shows, going, you know, drag racing and hitting milestones on the track, and, you know, all the people you get to hang out with and you meet along the way. That's what makes it enjoyable. That's what makes the car hobby probably one of the best in the world, and why I'm so hooked on it. And I know you are too, because you're watching it. So food for thought. I hope that helped. Drop some comments below. What do you guys think? But I wanted to put that out for the guys that did want some advice. You know, you don't have to take my advice. You don't even have to watch this video. But I hope this helped you and you know, gave you some food for thought. And at the end of the day, do what makes you happy. All right, guys, so that is pretty much going to wrap it up. Again, I hope it helps, and I hope that gives you some food for thought, and, you know, sends you on a direction, you know, to success, whatever that looks like for you. Yeah. So, pardon me, guys. If you see right there behind me, giant box from LMR. No, I'm not going to tell you what's in that box right now, or what car it's for, or anything like that. But yeah, guys, lots of big stuff coming, as I've alluded to, and haven't told you all of it, but lots coming, and I promise you won't want to miss it. So in the meantime, if you would, big thumbs up, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I will catch you on the next one.